Hey y'all, new day, new chapter. As we dig into chapter 12 today, verses 1 through 8, here we go. At about that time, Jesus was walking through some grain fields on the Sabbath. His disciples were hungry, so they began breaking off some heads of grain and eating them. But some Pharisees saw them do it and protested, "Look, your disciples are breaking the law by harvesting grain on the Sabbath." Jesus said to them, "Haven't you read in the scriptures what David did when he and his companions were hungry? He went into the house of God, and he and his companions broke the law by eating the sacred loaves of bread that only the priests are allowed to eat. And haven't you read in the law of Moses that the priests on duty in the temple may work on the Sabbath? I tell you, there is one here who is even greater than the temple. But you would not have condemned my innocent disciples if you knew the meaning of this scripture. I want you to show mercy, not offer sacrifices. For the Son of Man is Lord, even over the Sabbath." Now, this section does lead into Jesus healing on the Sabbath, and I think him pointing out a couple of shifts in perspective on the law. But I think the one that starts it off is the core idea there where he quotes Isaiah 6:6. I want you to offer mercy, not sacrifice. And it's interesting to me. I know I say interesting a lot, but moreover, the idea here of showing mercy, not offering sacrifices. If we pull that upward through the rest of the section here, well, the priests working on the Sabbath, well, why are they doing it? Because they're trying to cover for the people of Israel. They're showing mercy to those who can't get as close, because the priests were there to fulfill a reason. To David, well, the reason he got the bread is because the priest was showing mercy to David and his men at the time. That it was more important to give them food because they were hungry than it was to worry about the law. In fact, in 1 Samuel, when the priest asked, you guys just haven't had sex recently, right? Yeah, we don't do that. Here's the food, go away. Just that kind of offering to do the right thing. And it pulls up even farther into the pulling off the pieces of bread. Because the disciples aren't clearing out some poor guy's field. They're not robbing him of all of the food that he can feed his family with. They're just going through and plucking off a couple of heads of grain. Something that Jewish law not only account for, it says you're supposed to do. The outskirts are set there for a reason. That you're not supposed to go back and harvest them. So it's interesting to me that all the way through this entire section, if we apply the idea of mercy over sacrifice, it makes it very clear why Jesus would say his disciples are innocent in this case. Because God, in his mercy, has provided grain. The water for the grain, the good soil for it to produce, the wisdom for the farmer to be able to know how to take care of it. The protection from animals. All of these things God is showing his mercy on, so that by the time the disciples are eating the grain, it's bounty given freely. How kind an offer, how kind a gift from our Creator to just, here's food. Not quite manna from heaven, but definitely enjoyable that he sees to all our needs. Because if the Pharisees here, who seemingly are lying in wait, like peeping toms, would understand that it is more about mercy than the law-prescribed sacrifice, I think it would make it easier to thrive. More than that, I think it makes understanding the rest of Torah easier. Going through and reading some of the Old Testament, especially Deuteronomy and Leviticus, reading them through that understanding, that we are meant to offer mercy, over sacrifice, to show mercy more than offer sacrifice. And if we understand that we are all image bearers that deserve love and compassion because all of humanity is the creation of our Father, even if they don't listen to him, then it starts to change how we read it. When everybody is worth the same equal love, deserving dignity. I mean, it's not even earned. It's just simply, it's deserved. It's meant to be there as an image bearer. I mean, in the United States, we have this idea that all mankind is created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator by certain inalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yeah, let's get that idea clear. All people, same playing field. No one above, no one below. That's the aim here. That's the idea here. I mean, it's why Israel wasn't supposed to have a king in the first place. They had one, long before they put Saul in charge. God. And all people, same playing field, same level, living in reverent worship of our Abba, who takes care of us. Sheep taken care of by their shepherd. This entire area can be reframed understanding, offering mercy, and showing mercy. And that's the core idea that I would offer to get at today. If you're struggling in those places, ask God about it. Because, it is important to follow the law. But it's the right law. And if we're not willing to offer mercy because we want to make sure our sacrifices look nice, then what's the point? Jesus himself said, when we were talking about the Beatitudes, that if you have anything against your brother, if you're offering a sacrifice and you remember you have anything against your brother or your brother has anything against you, go and make the relationship right, then come back and offer your sacrifice. Same idea here. If something's out of order, let God set it right. Give it to Him. Let Him be the one to set you in alignment, because He's the only one who can. He's the only one who knows what plumb true on that line looks like. And it does take giving up our expectations in a lot of ways to get there, like we were talking about yesterday, and the day before that, with these childlike revealing and childlike faith that gets to see it. We're supposed to be offering that same kind of mercy that sees just somebody in need. That kind of behavior that we're all like, oh look, little kids, they're doing the cute, innocent, sweet. That's how we're supposed to behave as a species. If you still don't, that's the problem. And it's one that can only be fixed by God. So, if it warms your heart to see people treating each other justly, kindly, let God show you how. Because He'll order your steps. And more than that, He'll give you a heart of flesh so that it is not something you aim to do, it is just your natural setting. We can't change our stripes, but we can be molded by the potter's hand. The choice is up to us, who we'd rather have mold. Because God says, I want you to show mercy, not offer sacrifices. The world, not so much. I will see you guys Monday as we continue into Jesus healing on the Sabbath for verses 9 through 14. I'll see you then. May His favor be upon you. And know that if you call out, He's there. Don't lose hope. I'll see you then.